Tammy Mandrell is the new executive director of Bishop Mule Days, and Sierra Wave Media's Bill LeFever talked to Mandrell about the Memorial Day event.
Well, it's special. It's our 45th anniversary this year. We have lots in store, different things this year that haven't happened before with some of our class events. We have chariot pole bending and chariot keyhole racing. If you haven't seen the chariots before, these are two brand new events. We have a brand new clown this year, Frankie Punkentown Smith. He's coming with his trick horse, Turbo. And his comment about Turbo is it's like American Express. They never leave home without him. And Frankie's going to be a great addition. Not only is he a rodeo clown, he's also a world champion clogger. So he brings his own stage and puts it out in the arena, and will also be doing clogging demonstrations for us. And his horse apparently can count and do a lot of different things. So we're really looking forward to having Frankie. He has a lot of energy, and I think Bishop's going to know when he hits town. The concert's going to be with Dave Stamey and Baxter Black. We are so excited to have both of those entertainers. Dave Stamey has won a lot of awards with the American Western Music Association, and it doesn't even matter how many awards he's won because he's just good. He just sings a good song, tells a good story in the song, has been a great supporter of Mule Days all throughout the years, and is just a fantastic guy. Baxter Black, you don't have to be a cowboy or a cowgirl, you just have to have a sense of humor to appreciate Baxter Black. He is the funniest guy that I've seen. I Want to Be a Packer program. We got a lot of great events lined up for that this year. There'll be fishing. We're going to have fishing derby like we had last year. We're going to have a lot of great new events for the kids. We've got hats they're going to have. Just really a lot of great fun activities, things for them to check off on their passport. There'll be a place for them to stop by in the fairgrounds, pick up their passport, and head out and get all those things checked off and participate and learn a lot of things about packing.
Well, we thank Tammy Mandrell and Bill LeFever for that. Well, Bennett Kessler filed this following report. Like the whole town, Mammoth Hospital has suffered due to the poor snow year and lack of visitors. Hospital officials have responded with an across-the-board plan for employees to take one unpaid day off per pay period. Mammoth Hospital CEO Gary Myers said of the lack of snow, quote, "We have definitely been affected. The emergency department and orthopedics drive some measurability of profit. With the mountain down very significantly, our numbers are down. Healthcare is a function of people in town," end quote. Now, Myers added that the hospital's clinics remain very strong. He said, quote, "We're meeting our mission of healthcare for the local community," end quote. Of the overall hospital condition, Myers said it's not a dire situation, but the hospital will be lucky to break even this year. For the last 3 or 4 years, Mammoth Hospital, said Myers, has had a 6 to 7% margin. Now, the CEO praised the staff for holding down expenses and for cooperating in a new flexing program. Myers said there could have been layoffs, but the decision was made to take time off to save money. Said Myers, quote, "We made a decision as an organization. Everyone from myself to housekeeping will take time off," end quote. Now, Myers said the hospital has asked people to take their paid vacation time off, and he said workers are compelled to take 1 day off per pay period. He said, quote, "It's not a hard hit. We don't want to lose anyone," end quote. Now, just like the rest of the town, the hospital looks forward to a busy summer season ahead. Myers feels confident in the condition of Mammoth Hospital. He said the organization has 195 days of cash on hand. And Myers said, "We're all hoping for a good snow year next year. This year, we lost all the major holidays because of no snow." Now, aside from the local conditions that impact all businesses, Mammoth Hospital faces other challenges. Myers said the Affordable Care Act is changing the payment environment. The federal government has required other changes. Myers said the Accountable Care Organization focuses on the highest risk patients and requires hospitals to care for them on an outpatient basis before their chronic conditions grow worse. Now, Mammoth hired a new nurse practitioner to do this work, which borders on social service. The idea, Myers said, is for a number of organizations to keep tabs on the same people they all help. Myers said he and Northern Inyo Hospital CEO joined a lot of other rural hospital administrators for a meeting in Reno recently. Now, Myers said all of the institutions are struggling. Most have had to convert to electronic health records, computerized health care. It's changing the way care is delivered, and in many cases, placing a burden on healthcare providers, who will also launch into a new bureaucratic coding system in October, another unfunded mandate from the federal government. Now, the financial challenge, Myers said, is the greatest issue with a low volume year and lots of challenges in-house. Myers said, quote, "We're asking staff to cut back, but to get more done," end quote. And Bennett Kessler also filed this story. Since Inyo County officials approved some $2 million in wage hikes that they can't pay for next fiscal year, they are involved in what they call service redesign to save money and increase revenue. Consultant Frank Benest has led teams of department heads and officials from Inyo County, Mono County, City of Bishop, BLM, and the Forest Service through workshops. Now, last Tuesday, team leaders reported to the Inyo Board of Supervisors on some of their ideas. Pam Hennerty described potential cutbacks in landfill days with more recycling and some fee changes as an example. She also said the transfer of equipment operators at the dumps to Public Works would save a lot of money. Said Hennerty, quote, "We would like to use the money on more fun services and get out of hot water with the state on recycling," end quote. Inyo Probation Officer Jeff Thompson said his team looked at collaborating on courier services, grant writing, and fiscal and administrative services with potential savings of $50,000. The criminal justice team was more about avoiding future costs as an increased number of inmates come to the jail from state law changes. Now, potential solutions include alternative custody programs, treatment programs, and rehabilitation programs. Inyo Sheriff Bill Lutz said the jail population is high and there are segregation issues. Now, the Human Services team looked at relieving a deputy position in the Public Guardian Department for a potential savings of $80,000. The Contracting Services team looked at multi-agency purchasing and service sharing for potential savings of more than $50,000. Now, although the Bishop City Council has decided not to contract with Inyo for law enforcement at this time, Sheriff's Lieutenant Jeff Hollowell said that there is still the possibility of a dispatch services contract. Inyo County Administrator Kevin Caruncio said that with the action plans proposed so far, there is a potential for $1 million in savings on the table. He said the service redesign process is a, quote, mindset shift of the departments going forward, end quote. Now, sharing of services and employees is a big part of currently proposed plans. Now, the 7 teams working on plans will solidify options for the Inyo Board of Supervisors apparently in May. Board members were supportive of the efforts, but did point to real consequences next year if savings are not made. Well, Bennett Kessler also filed this story. With a name like Sleuth, you can kind of guess the flavor of the play that will take the stage at the Edison Theater in Mammoth Lakes starting this Thursday. It's a Tony Award-winning play written by Anthony Schaefer. It's a story of twisted lies, outrageous egos, and expensive jewels. The great Rick Phelps takes the role of Andrew Wyke, the famed and eccentric crime fiction author. Kevin Green plays Milo Tyndall, described as a flashy, self-made London hairdresser. The pair dive into mind-bending dramas with each other's lives and mistresses. Now, Sleuth will unfold again this Thursday, April 3rd through April 13th at the Edison Theater in Mammoth Lakes. Performances Thursday through Saturday at 7 p.m. and Sunday matinees at 4. Now, you can buy tickets online at edisontheater.org. Call for more information at 760-934-6592. Sleuth is presented by the Mammoth Lakes Repertory Theater in cooperation with Mammoth Lakes Foundation and sponsored by Paul and Kathleen Rudder and the town of Mammoth Lakes. We'll be back with a weather report.